Hello and welcome to Pulsus Product Development Kit Demo. Today we're going to walk you through all the features of our product development kit. The example system that we will use today is a two-way speaker system. In this two-way speaker system you will have two woofers and two tweeters. To tune this, you're going to have to work out a cutoff point for the woofers, a crossover point between the woofers and tweeters, and how to balance those speakers, as the output will be different. The woofers will have a 50 Hz cutoff point with maximum power of 10 watts. The tweeters will have a range of 2000 Hz to 18,000 Hz with maximum power of 5 watts. So let's begin. If you're doing this demo, you should have already installed your product development kit. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the PDK folder and choose Viewer. This will be where you'll find this log window, which will give you messages following every command that you give the product development kit, or PDK. Feel free to move the windows around to your personal preferences. After choosing the log window, you will want to choose systemviewer.exe. This is the program where you'll be able to view the product development kit. In this box, you will see the link to your product development kit, or PDK. If the box is blank, you can click on PDK Select and choose the file ps8645.pdk and select Open. If the box is full, logs filling up. On the right side, you can see the message development kit logs filling up to your liking. You can see here at the bottom that we have messages, but we haven't seen that there is USB device detected. To have this occur, you need to hit System Configuration and ensure that your system is set for a 2.2 channel, as our example system is a 2.2 channel. After choosing this, you can hit Reset, and at the bottom in your log window, you will see Found USB Device. First, let's look at crossover. The two-way crossover has a few options, including total magnetic response, where you can see the frequency response. You can also turn on the grid on. Or you can go to X-axis log scale. You can also choose low cut filter. And by choosing one of the points on the graph, you can slide with the mouse, or you can type in the value that you want. You also have the option to choose the order to select what type of attenuation you'd like. You can move through from low or high, and right now you see that this is linked to 500. The F1 point and F2 point were linked, but by clicking the Link On button, you can move them apart. If you link on, you can see that you can move them together and choose the frequency that you want. As we know, in this system, there is a 2000 Hertz range for the tweeter. So we want to set the crossover point at 2000 Hertz. We also know that the subwoofer is more powerful than the tweeter at 10 watts. To balance this system, we must lower the gain on the subwoofer to minus 6 dB, cutting the power in half. Although the frequency response on the crossover looks unbalanced, because of the power output, you have actually a flat frequency response. We also know that the tweeter only has an 18,000 Hertz cutoff point. So we must adjust this to fit this tweeter. On the high cut filter, you can also choose different filters to put on. In this situation, Butterworth LPF is the best filter. Let's have a look at Equalizer. This 5-band parametric equalizer first must be turned on and off. You are given 5 different points in which you can click to turn on, and as it fills with black, is turned on. When it's filled with white, it is turned off. Let's adjust the 0 point. By clicking on the F0 point with your mouse, you can move the frequency and the boost level of this specific point. At the bottom of the screen, you can still see that the log window is constantly changing the coding. Once you find the right point, you're going to want to adjust the Q value. By using the mouse, you can adjust the Q value to fit the sound that you prefer. For this system, we'll set it at 1.107. If you do not like using the mouse and you have values already picked, you can just type them in. There is also a type option to choose what kind of filter you want. In this instance, we'll use peaking and notch. Once each of the 5 points is set, you can check your total response and refresh it. Audio enhancement algorithms. Now we're going to look at the Tuubilizer, Pulsus proprietary bass enhancement algorithm, and Q Sound's Q Expander. The Tuubilizer can be turned on or off by clicking the box. When the Tuubilizer is on, the slide button is red, as you can see here. You can click on the slide to move to the left or the right, or you can click on the right side of the numbers to adjust with the arrows. There is also an option for soft clipping. Bass enhancement is the same, where you can click it on and off and use the slider to drag it to the left or right for the strength of the bass enhancement. As we know, this speaker system has a cutoff point in the subwoofer of 50 Hertz. Here you can adjust your speaker cutoff. You also can adjust the level of the third and fourth harmonics. Expander is used to expand the soundstage and create virtual surround. Like the Tuubilizer, you can select on or off and can use the spread slider to widen the sound. Center drop is for setting the location of the vocals. We also want to talk a little bit about AGL. In your AGL control, you're able to change the attack and the release time. You can also adjust the threshold at which the system operates.